from changing the DC to the New 52 to rewriting his and everyone else's timeline in the CW verse. The title of Flashpoint has become the staple of the Flash's history, acting as both omen and signal for things to change for everyone. But Barry wasn't to blame, and neither was Thawne. Stay tuned to find out who truly caused Flashpoint. My name is Leo Young, and this is What You Don't Know. For a quick summary, in 2011, DC relaunched their comics to have a more modern day feel, such as no more inside-out undies for the characters, a bit more armor instead of the usual spandex, and an overall more grounded approach. Unfortunately, the New 52 was met with a less than stellar start, with DC having to cancel most of the 52 comics they published with its release. However, most of the better known characters, such as Superman, Batman, and the Justice League, continued with their own series. However, it was with the Green Lantern that we saw that DC was keeping the continuity from the previous DC universe, as stories of Hal Jordan along with his fellow Lanterns had continued from where they essentially left off before the universe was restarted by Barry Allen, aka The Flash. For those of you who don't know, in the previous universe, Barry went back in time to save his mother from being murdered by Eobard Thawne, aka Zoom, or the Reverse Flash for those of you who only watch the CW. The result was Barry changing the DCU for the worse. Of course he managed to save the world, however when he came back, the world had changed and the New 52 was born. But who's to blame for the massive shift? Was it Barry for breaking his code and changing the one event he kept himself from visiting? Or was it Eobard Thawne, who in Flash Rebirth admitted to being the one who took his mother's life? Let's look at the facts. The Flash is a major DC character, even before Flashpoint. Barry had been capable of time traveling for many years, and at no point had he made himself go back to that specific night. Unlike Bruce, he doesn't let it control him to such an extreme. Flash has a strong amount of self-discipline, even if it comes at a personal cost. Now, Thawne on the other hand has always teased Flash about his mother's death. But even when defeating Thawne after their return, Barry had stayed his hand from traveling back, never really mentioning that he wanted to stop Thawne from going back in time. It was in Flash Volume 3, The Road to Flashpoint, that we're given a true culprit. Road to Flashpoint, as its name states, is a prequel to Flashpoint, actually telling the events that would lead Barry to losing his self-control and breaking his first rule. For those of you who only read Rebirth and saw one of the final scenes, we see the Rogues, Captain Cold, Heatwave, Mirror Master, Trickster, and Weather Wizard all standing in front of a giant mirror, left behind by the original Mirror Master, Sam Scudder. That tells them to break in case the original Flash were to return. In this story, Barry was forced to fight both the modern day Rogues and the Renegades, future time cops who would take the monkey ear of the original Rogues. Now, while this pushed Barry's limits, having to try to save Iris while battling two teams of equally dangerous tech wielders, it was the final battle where the modern day Rogues had managed to smash the giant mirror with the Flash in the way. The result was a quick light show with little to no viewable side effects to the modern day Rogues. However, Barry was hit with an unknown being that caused him to relive all memories of his mother and in turn experience these emotions within a short amount of time. So, contrary to popular belief, the reason the main DC universe changed wasn't because Thawne would later return, though that would help, and it wasn't the Rogues, some of Flash's most dangerous villains. It was a C-list villain, the original Mirror Master, who died back in 1986 during the Crisis of Infinite Earths because he set off a booby trap while arguing with his team as to who would break a magnifying glass. While not the most grandiose cause for changing the universe, Scudder would return in the New 52 to reprise his role as the Mirror Master, so I guess this was in the plan? Honestly, Scudder's use for the mirror most likely had nothing at all to do with Flash changing the DCU, due to the Rogues being more based around the business of stealing rather than universal domination, but hey, at least we can stop blaming Barry and Thawne, right? Anywho, you know the deal. I hope you enjoyed this episode of What You Don't Know, and if you did and you want to support the channel, feel free to like and share the video. Want to keep up with the next few What You Don't Knows? Hit the subscribe button to get a hold of our notification gong to be notified for when our next post is up. I just want to remind you that we only have a couple more weeks before this season of What You Don't Know is done, so if you have been enjoying and you have been sticking around, thank you, and we hope to see you in the next one. Peace.